Hello everyone and welcome back to another 4D systems tutorial. In this video, I'll be showing you how to create animated buttons using the ViSi-Genie environment in Workshop 4. Let's jump straight in and take a look at how this works. The animated button widget automatically plays a sequence of images when it is pressed and released. The user provides the images to be used for each state. Animated buttons are a great way to add visual feedback and polish to your interface. Instead of a static press state, animated buttons allow you to display smooth transitions, state changes, and motion that makes your UI feel far more responsive and engaging. In Workshop 4, I'm going to start by creating a new project, selecting my display, and for this project, I'll be working in the ViSi-Genie environment. Once the project is created, I'm going to head over to the Widgets menu, select the Buttons tab, and I'll select the animated button and drag it onto the form. The object can be dragged to any desired location. The object inspector on the right side of the screen displays all the properties of the newly created animated button object named AniButton0. At this stage, the button looks empty other than this dashed border. That's because, as mentioned, the animation is driven by frames, which I will have to configure and import. With the animated button selected, I'll move over to the properties panel on the right. By default, an animated button is a momentary button. Note that the momentary property is set to yes. A momentary animated button, when touched and released, sequentially displays all the states from first to last, then from last to first. Here I'm going to use the momentary button to navigate to the next form. To add in the images, I'm going to click on the three dots next to the images option in the object inspector. Here a window appears. This is where I'll assign a sequence of images that represent each stage of the animation. If I click Add on this window, the File Explorer will pop up and I can select my images for the button. A preview will then show up in the image list editor. You can get an idea of how this button will work as I flick through the frames here. When I'm happy with this, I just have to press OK and now the button will be displayed on the form. So this button is done. From here, all I'm going to do is add a title labeling this as Form 0. I'll also add a background graphic here as well. You can change the size of the button by adjusting the width and height options, or by turning the stretch option to yes and stretching the widget as well. Next, I'm going to add a new form to this project. I'll go to the System Media tab, and then I'll just click on the Form option. This will add a new blank page to the program. Now that there are two forms, the button in Form 0 can be used to display Form 1 and vice versa. So in Form 0, I'll select AniButton0, go to the Object Inspector and select the Events tab. Then I'll click on the OnChanged event and I'll change the OnChanged event to Form 1 Activate and click OK. The Object Inspector is then updated accordingly. So now when this button is pressed, it will take me to the next form. On Form 1, which is the new form, I'm going to show you how to add a toggle button. This button will be essentially the same as the one that was made earlier. The only difference is the configuration of the momentary property, which I will change to no. When configured as a toggle, the animated button, when pressed and released, plays frames 0 to 4. Another press and release is needed for it to play frames 4 back to 0. This button can also be linked to other widgets. For example, if I drag in an LED widget, place it on the screen, and link the button's OnChanged event to user LED 0 set, now when the button is pressed, the LED will activate and the button will stay in its down or press state until it is pressed again to turn the LED off. I'll add a label widget here as well, and then I'll make one final form. Now that we have a third form, we can also add a button to navigate to it in the same way that we did before. The final thing that I will be doing in this program is creating a button matrix. So I'll add in 3 more animated buttons, same as before. These will also be configured as toggle buttons. However, to group these buttons into a matrix, I will have to edit the matrix property in the object inspector. To do this, I simply have to make sure that all the buttons that I would like to be grouped are under the same matrix number. In this case, I am setting it to 1. When 3 animated buttons are configured as members of a matrix, only one can be enabled at a time. Enabling one button disables the other 2. Animated buttons in a matrix are actually toggle buttons behaving as a group. So now we have 3 forms showing good examples of each of the types of configurations for the buttons. And the buttons have multiple frames so they can be animated. And that is pretty much it for this tutorial. From here I can go ahead and compile and upload the project to my display and the buttons will be working. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you'd like to download Workshop 4 for yourself or take a look at our products, please visit our website linked in the description. If you have any questions or need any help, please visit the 4D Systems Resource Center. Thank you for watching and make sure to subscribe for more tutorials. See you next time.